Okay, game.
ETs. Alright, so we are starting out. And we are going to start with our first rice pick, which is going to be the stamina pick. And it is going to be Archangel by Civilization.
Going right into one of the rougher rice picks from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Especially considering it's OD9 stamina. Just.
Oh, yeah. The chat reactions. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's an appropriate reaction.
Oh, yeah. I have no stamina, says Dazero with the chat. I have no stamina. I can relate.
For anyone that didn't already know the map, they're about to see what they're dealing with.
Oh, yeah. And so, reading off the map stats, length 210, like 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Star rating 5.5, OD9, HP 9. And, I mean, I guess it's kind of redundant to say this about a stamina pick, but I don't really know what else to say as an opener, except for that just keeps going. Like, forever.
Yeah, that's a fair summary.
Oh, yeah. Like, just... You have these, like, in and out dense jump streams, you have anchors at times, you have jacks, like... There's really never that much downtime at all in this chart. And... Feels kind of like... It feels like kind of playing like an Imperial Circus Dead Decadence stamina chart or something. Just kind of because of the music type, like...
It is, I mean, depends on who you are, but I would say it's some very good music.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of thing I enjoy playing stamina with.
You see we're getting into some... The jump stream going into hand stream at times. Just light, though.
I think one of the key things is switching quite often between jump and hand stream to somewhat chord jack sections can be really draining.
Yeah, you just transition.
The chords.
Yeah, transitioning between all these different types of play styles is very, very draining. Not only on your reading, but also on your stamina. So 1 second you're having to read chord jacks, next you're having to read jump trills, or hand stream, or... This map throws a lot at you. I think it has about as much pattern variety as something where mostly everything is in the 1/8 snap as possible.
Z2 definitely wasn't lying. He is not enjoying the stamina as much as the others.
Dazero says he has no stamina, but it looks to me that he has many stamina. Because 99ing this is ET.
Muka's just destroying it. Expected.
Muka's like, oh, so this is the group stage showcase, right?
I ran out of stamina just watching the first minute of this. Like...
Oh, yeah. And you see, there has hardly been anything you can call a break section. And we're only halfway through.
I'm not sure. Do you know? Is there any breaks later on?
This is actually the pick in the pool that I am the least familiar with. So,
yeah,
I actually am not too positive.
Yeah, I've only skimmed over some of this. I'm here because I was asked, right?
Oh, yeah. blame Logan. Professional showcase.
I can react, but I cannot give advanced commentary.
Well, either way, this is break or no break. This has been just unrelenting as all hell so far.
Yeah, we're 3 quarters in, and I've not seen a break, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, here, if you're, like, comfortable, this is probably a break. This is kind of like...
you're going into a Jack section after playing, what, that'll be like 3-4 minutes of just dense streams.
Oh yeah. And all the jacks are so long jacky and anchored, and even though 230 isn't the highest BPM, it wears. And it is still a 10, not 10. It's still like a 25 BPM increase from A. I think A was 205, that or it was 210.
There you go, that's some good advice. If you see a note, you hit the note. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean that's how to win the tournament. That's what Buka seems to be doing, aka 1110113x. Ah!
Oh, I knew you've got a bit of a commentator's curse going on.
Oh no. Either way, you
That's
see,
very
this is
unfortunate.
just very, very fitting stamina pick. Just brutal.
Right, Yusin, just because you're insane at the game. This is not easy. What is that ratio? From
Oh
you?
yeah, that is an insane ratio for me.
49 as well.
And we are going to be getting into another ice pick,
Oh, what we got?
and
Ooh.
it is out of control.
This is a map that definitely deserves its star rating.
Definitely 4.7 easy. Also, this is the shortest pick of the pool. 1 minute 29 seconds. Okay, apparently Yuka got that ratio with the wrong scroll speed, by the way.
That's not fair.
Oof. What an ET.
Too easy.
All right, getting into this. So this is going to be our first mixed rice pick of two. We actually have two more mixed picks in this pool. And this only a minute 29, but it's got a lot in it for being a minute 29 long.
Simply put, it is just validate charting. Like,
Oh yeah. You see just all the intricate snapping. You see a little tiny bit of LN usage. You see just like you see how trilly everything is. This is like I think the hardest part of this map for me is just the like trilling consistency needed to
Yeah.
play it. While kind of switching back and forth between the mini jacks that are interlaid in the structure. I see Lethal ET has entered the chat. And either way, this second course basically a repeat of the first one, but with how your stamina and speed starts to drain, it really doesn't feel like a repeat. And we see map already drawing to a close. And it is a Andre with 6 200s, Muka with 2. That's cool. Muka getting 93 great perfects.
I'm not going to question anything he does at this point.
Oh,
He's too good.
Yeah. That is 2 ET. All right. And going into another rice pick. Gonna be covering a lot of rice before we get into anything else. This is going to be our dense stream pick, Midnight Massacre 2007. And we will get started very shortly.
Yeah, basically what happened behind this one is I remember how to play Ellen just pinging me like, send fast song. So
Send fast song.
we ended up with this year.
Oh yeah.
But it
13
wasn't fast enough, so we went half a rate quicker as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. 13 years later, you gotta get faster. And as we said, this is the dense stream pick consisting of, if I remember correctly, this is not 220 BPM. I believe it is. I'm going to check very fast because I do not think that is correct.
I do not believe so.
I want to say it's in the 230s. Oh, it's because it's showing the 1.0.
Alright.
So, very close to 230 BPM, something like 232. And very, very dense jump stream. And you see a couple hands even getting thrown in here, and they're really emphasizing that this is the more dense stream-oriented pick. 231 BPM, thank you, Danny. I kind of didn't, I kind of forgot to prepare a couple things for the showcase, so very my bad on that. Don't have a lot of things written down that I should have. Either way, we do see that, if you can keep up with it, as people like Muka somehow can, it is actually decently hackable, but, keeping up with it is another story, because it is very, very fast BPM. And
Why
I'd
is
say-
Yuka on high 99.9? What?
lol at speed moment. Either way, like, I would say this is probably one of the more, not bland, but I guess bland's a good word, one of the blander charts of the pool. Like, it's just very simple,
Yeah.
straightforward, this is what this is. Very clear what it's testing. Can you hit it, can you not hit it? And 02 Snow somehow holding a 98 on this also is pretty insane. Oh, we see Rule Blazing in chat. Rule Blazing is ET.
All the ETs are here.
Either way, that is the dense stream pick, Midnight Massacre 2007. I forgot to read the map stats, but you see in the bottom 5.2 SR, 2 minutes 44 seconds long. So for something that's not necessarily, I'd say that's medium length for something that's more speed than stamina, I suppose. And now we are going to move into not the last rice pick, but the last rice pick we are showing for now, and is going to be the Jack pick. Is going to be turned down by Rem. Jack Pog, indeed.
I've not seen
And-
this one yet, but I'm just seeing 147 BPM and I'm already scared.
Oh yeah, I was about to read out 4.8 stars, 147 BPM, 3 minutes 4 seconds long, And basically, yeah, just 147 medium density, starting out a bit lighter than the actual chart is, but either way, this map is very fast, very stamina draining. And what?
Klein doing its thing.
I think that was our local stream.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So as our local stream freezes in place for seconds at a time, basically, you see we have like kind of this alteration between, you get like these tiny little breaks, you could call them, density changes.
Almost burst, like.
Oh yeah, and
Extended bursts. I said that weirdly. Oh god.
yeah, and that is just the opening. There's still 2 more minutes of this to go.
At least it's got a break section. Nah, this is uncommon. I don't think out of the last 3 picks there was a single break section amongst them.
Oh yeah.
So this might be a breath of fresh air.
And you see just the density fluctuation, and like sometimes you're hitting more like lighter things, and then it goes into like, oh yeah, I kind of spaced on what I was saying. But you see, like, nothing's too constant with this chart. It's not like a lot of jack charts where it's like the exact same thing, because now we have a little bit more long jackiness, or at least we did for a second there.
That just further proves the point. It's all over the place almost. It keeps you on your feet.
Oh yeah.
You can't just put your mind on autopilot and jack.
And I think this is a pretty good comprehensive jack test, because it tests a lot of different jack patterns, and its BPM is very fitting for maybe a bit high for a grand final, for a 4-digit grand finals, but I'd say its BPM with how light a lot of it is pretty fitting. How is this 4.8 stars is a very good question. And you see, you do get a little bit more calmness in this outro, so it is decently nice. And now we are going to be moving into hybrids for now, coming back to Rice later. And we're going to get started with our more Rice-oriented hybrid. This future we didn't expect by evening. I like how the first thing I read in chat is no, not this map. Yes, this is Hybrid 1, the more Rice-oriented hybrid. 4 minutes, 14 seconds long, 180 BPM, OD8, HP 7.5, 5.1 star rating. All Rice gone, no. We're just kind of spicing it up, not showing all the rice at once. And either way, getting back into this, this does have quite a bit of a lighter opening. But it gets very dense and bursty later on. And You see 4 minutes long, it being a very long chart, just getting this build up, and now we're gonna drop into basically just a lot of different things going on. You have like mini jacks, you have little bursty streams, you have a bit of LN coordination here and there.
Is essentially a glorified mixed race chart to some extent.
Well, it definitely has too much LN to be in mixed rice, as you see right there. But
the Schlong spam.
Ban Schlongs, SMH.
No, this is a hybrid pick.
Imagine picking this for rice. Either way, this song also is really, really nice in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just something pretty, both intense, but just also really serene in a way. The anchors in this section are really interesting to me. You see going into this build-up. Oh, transitioning into those jacks can be really hard, but everyone, you're making it look easy. And now, this part is... It's like the first part, but like more anchored.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It looks
And it is very, very challenging. And yeah, I forgot to point out, this was actually featured in Speed of Light, so hello Speed of Light. And yeah, I think this chart just has so much that keeps you on your feet with like the LNs and the mini jacks and the bursts, and
yeah, it's a really good hybrid.
yeah, it is a really nice hybrid pick, and I mean that's why it's getting used in tournaments.
We've already been through a map shorter than 4 minutes. Roughly.
Yeah, there's actually a map that was 1 minute 29 seconds that was shown already. Maybe he blinked and missed it. It is a very short map. And now we are getting into the more mixed hybrid. We're going to come back to the one that is more LN dense. And I want to say, no, this is the second map we've shown that was custom mapped for this stage of this tournament. First one being Midnight Massacre. And now we have the second Camellia map in a row this showcase. It's funny how the showcase order made that happen. It seems like one of our showcasers having slight trouble downloading it. This was just very recently uploaded. So, I'm sure maybe one of the showcasers, even though they practiced it, might not have gotten the map yet. That or, you know, sight read gang. Hopefully we'll have everyone ready really quick. But just hearing the song, you can already tell it is a pretty intense file. Guess I'll go ahead and read out the map stats while we are waiting. Made as a collab between, I think, mostly all of our map poolers. 4.99 SR, 4 minutes 1 second long, OD 8.2, HP 9.2, and with that, we are ready to see it be played. Mini tiebreaker, that is facts. I really think that if we'd have charted this sooner, it could have gotten used for semis tiebreaker, or for finals tiebreaker, rather. And starting out, there are some little SVs right here on these hands, which makes it pretty interesting to play. Also very, very easy to hit 200s on them, as you see. See, just getting into a build-up, nothing that intense happening just yet. This is Hybrid 3, but it is the second hybrid we've seen. It is kind of confusing. And getting into this more, like, kind of LN heavier section, but there also is quite a bit of Rice involved.
This is my first time seeing this, but it does look very enjoyable.
It is a very fun map, in my opinion. And that is mainly the first section, and now we're going to drop into a more speed-based section. And you see these more bursty streams, and you see the client having fun, so I have to pause and not talk about the map. Little LNs in between that, and this section right here is so brutal to hit. I don't get how everyone makes it look so easy to hit. I can't hit that kind of patterning at all. It's like you have a mini jack, but like in the pattern.
Yeah.
I just got mad deja vu reading 40 MWC showcase showed by 3 tachyons. I don't know why that gave me such bad deja vu. Either way, so we have a little break section here, and then, if I remember correctly, we're going to drop into a dense LN section. I could be wrong. My brain is a little faulty right now. I'll remember once we start back up. Actually, I think it might be a more mixed section.
Considering the last bit was more Rice heavy, I'd assume so.
Into the fast stream, and here is the LN section. You see going kind of back and forth between hitting Rice and hitting LN there. Gonna take a lot of skill in transitioning between multiple kinds of reading, especially if you'll read the LNs negatively. And here's the densest part for both Rice and LN. It just goes back and forth between near inverse, but you still have to read those releases, and then you have these brutal mini Jackie stream patterns. Then you have that insanely hard burst. I don't get how everyone hit that. That is just insanely hard to transition. Don't make fun of how I say deja vu.
I think that's how it should be said. That sounds better.
Well, the Frenchman's making fun of me for it, so
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm probably butchering the hell out of how they say it.
I'm part of the problem. That's how I say it as well.
And now we are going to be moving into long notes. Right when Juan shows up too. Yep, it is LN moment now, and very long LN moment. This is by far our longest LN pick, 3 minutes 45 seconds. It is going to be Katanoff by the Toaster.
I'm met with a simple oh no from Juan.
Oh no. Oh no. And map stats 5.22 SR, OD7, HP6. Oh no. Was this in Rhythm Rivals Grand Finals? I wish I knew that. I do not know Rhythm Rivals pools that well. Well, Juan could be saying oh no because it's too easy. You never know. Everything's too easy for an unleashed Juan. And either way, getting into the actual talking about the map, this map is got a lot of release emphasis. It is very hard to maintain a good 200 count on this map, which, I mean, looking at the showcasers, you wouldn't guess it, but... And it only gets harder when you have these more... You got a taste of it there, but it's going to start going more into inverse reading, too. Oh, hi, Toph.
The man himself is here.
The man himself. The man is in town. Toph, you should hop in the commentary booth and tell us about this map instead of me, because you know way more about LNs than me. Either way, you see, there's some, like, a lot of pseudo-inverse going on right now. Like, it, like, is peak where you're reading it as inverse, but you still gotta read all the releases, and it is just very hard to...
I don't know why this was compared to Timing Hell.
Oh, yeah. What?
That is...
Said that.
No. No.
That ain't it,
Far
Chief.
from it.
Timing Hell and 40M3? Question mark? What if a Timing Hell's one of the other picks? You never know.
Oh, shit. Could
See,
be.
going into inverse, and the inverse is kind of widely spaced, so if you have trouble well, not really, it's not that badly widely spaced. And this part for me is insanely hard to read. I'm just waiting for Crystal Eyes to pop in the chat and be like, I don't like it. See, you get a slight break there, but now we're going to go into the ending third, which in my opinion is by far the hardest part of the map. And you see, it is just very, very dense, especially for a pick that has like a lot of release emphasis in it. And here we go into this ending section. You go from like reading this kind of half inverse to reading just full inverse jump stream, and you see Andre getting caught way off by it. Like, especially if you're sight reading or if you just slip up a little, you're gonna tank on this. Like, it is very hard to get back on your feet if you start missing on this. Ah, Toph cursed Andre. Makes sense.
It's like a mental stamina map almost. Just
Oh, yeah.
trying to maintain focus for that long.
And now we are going to go into another LN pick, and this chart. So this song's. I don't think I've ever heard this charted before. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a chart of this before.
There is multiple charts of it.
I'm joking.
so-
I'm joking.
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, play along with the joke, man. I mean, like,
A second to click. All right.
this song's like pretty new. I mean, like, who could have charted it before? You know.
So basically, I wanted to one up Sukitora.
Suki Toru from last pool, or from last year rather. And I mean, once you see the background, you'll see how it's a clear one up.
And just for context, the joke I didn't click onto, there's a second diff of this map that's not used, which was this has never been charted in the history of Osu. And I forgot I even wrote that.
But yeah, this is going to serve as more of our, I would say, mixed LN pick.
Yeah.
Because it's got a lot in it. It's got some like more speed focused things. It's got releases. It's got density. It's got a lot.
Yeah, so Limegil Juan. I think that's the three I can think of actually. Other Yukigumo charters. There's probably a lot more, just considering the song.
And I'll let you talk about this a little more on this one because, I mean, you charted this.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that...
As we get to see the
Similar.
background.
Oh yeah.
Oh, most
the
of it's
work of
covered. Oh.
That's it. You know, they can see it themselves when they download it. It's a work of art. It's one of the ones that it gets difficult with time. It's progressive difficulty. I want to say there's speed sections in it, but really they're the act farm bits. So we start off with this. It's pretty chill, but annoying at the same time. Yeah, it's gross.
It's pretty hard to keep accuracy on.
So yeah, the intro section's somewhat speed based, but going into this bit, it's a bit more chordy, I guess. Or it's sore, but more release focused.
And now going back into some more speed focus, but nothing too speedy for grand finals. But now we're gonna drop into a very dense next part. Not too dense yet, though. You still have to focus a lot on these releases, I'd say.
I mean, in all honesty, a lot of this is like artificially forced difficulty.
Don't say it on stream, we can't let them know.
Gotta be real.
Well, you haven't even seen the artificially forced part of this yet. And this ending section is hell. Like,
It was worse before. It's
oh
all-
yeah, but this ending section just goes pretty mad.
I mean, it
And
was a
you-
song that shouldn't have been charted to LN, but it was anyway.
I think it worked.
Chart, we've had a jump stream chart. We've had a bit of everything. Someone had to do LNs.
Oh yeah. Someone needs to make like a Yukigumo pack. And we're actually getting into our first SV pick now. And so, can we say a big fat hello to MWC 2019?
Oh boy, where have I heard this one before?
I don't know, man. I don't think this has ever been used in a tournament before. And this is going to be our more reading-focused SV chart. Used in MWC 2019 semifinals. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Drago for when we showed him this was in the pool, he actually fixed and buffed a couple things about it, made it that much better of a chart for us to use. So thanks a lot to Drago.
It's not an exact copy of what the MWC people knew.
I think it's almost the case of what happened with Fallen World, where he was like, "Oh, I want to fix things. Tell me if you're using it." And I was like, "Okay, we're using it." Are we going to get started soon? All right. The only player who wasn't ready was our off-screen player now, who is Muka. Toph! This better not have swing rhythms now. What if I told you that's exactly what happened? Either way, oh, this map is really hard, in my opinion. Some people find this easier than others, I suppose, but we'll drop into the main section of it and you can judge for yourself.
My guiding star.
And you see these slow jam, but like also stutters with these really awkward patterns, like both to read and to play. And I like how Danny subbed in for SV. I thought they practiced.
I wasn't going to comment on that, but there we go.
No, well, I think maybe they're purposely hitting early or something. That'd be funny.
An intense dissatisfaction with the world.
Either way, we get this little break section here. Oh, what? He's going for the 69, maybe. What if?
My guiding star.
In a world.
You might not even be wrong.
Either way, and now these can really trick your reading. Like, you just have to be very patient playing this part. And you see, the fact that Andre played this in MWC and he's down at a 98 shows both that I think it is a bit harder now than it was in MWC, and also that it is, in general, very hard. And yeah, that is going to be the SV readings chart. And now we are back up into Rice. And we're going to be seeing our second Rice pick. Or, yeah, rather, Rice 2. And it is going to be... My mind blanked. It is going to be Primatrix. Yeah, that's why it blanked, because that word screws up my head for no reason.
This is one of the mixed race picks, probably more on the techie side of things.
Oh yeah.
48 HP8 is standard. One of the shorter charts actually at 2 minutes 11.
Oh, Danny's Osu bugged.
Ah.
Like their Osu just completely crashed during that. I was thinking like, I don't think. Hopefully we'll have everyone ready up soon. Alright, there we go. And we are getting into it. And reading out the map stats, it is 2 minutes 11 seconds long, 5.2 stars, OD8, HP8, 150 BPM. Which I think that BPM is going to be kind of pertinent to remember in seeing some of the streams and jacks in this. Because they are brutal at 150. You see, this chart is very bursty. Sorry, you see a lot of, like, you're gonna need a lot of good both reading and control and just overall speed to be able to play these. As well, there are a lot of jacks in this. It is a very anchored chart.
The 150 jacks, so essential, well, not essentially, but close enough to the actual jack chart of the pool.
Oh yeah.
It's like the mixed race map has tougher jacks than the jack map.
To be fair, when you have all these jacks integrated into things like those bursts, maybe you could argue they're harder, but either way. 0-2 Snow down at 96, but like this chart, I would argue, is probably the hardest chart of the pool rice-wise.
Potentially.
Both the mix are definitely crazy, just because of how much skill you need to have and a lot of, like, things to be able to play them in. Here we're going to go into just some straight 150 BPM chord jacks for a second. And while the jacks there are pretty dang hard, they don't go on too long, so if you have stamina up, you should be able to hit them just fine. Getting an opinion in chat saying that jack section actually could be harder than the rem jack chart, which I can see with the BPM, but again, it does go on for such a short time that maybe not. I think it's kind of debatable.
Yeah, again, it's only a 3 BPM difference, and it's...
Oh, yeah. And moving on, we're going to go into our speed stream pick. Miko was playing with Scroll 25. Miko was playing 5 Scroll below what they were used to playing. Either way, this is going to be our second to last rice pick. And this was also custom charted for this tournament by Serenade, or CRZ Chryslerline. And here we go. And I would argue that this is probably the easiest rice. Mostly because a lot of it's only the chorus where the speed streams really peak in the difficulty for this round. And so you're actually going to get a pretty high score on this compared to your scores, to other scores in the pool. At least if you're not very biased in a skill set, in my opinion. And yeah, 4.9 star rating, 3 minutes, 16 seconds long, OD8, HP8. Just reading those out while we get into the start of the map, where these speed streams are pretty simple. Definitely compared to what the teams are already used to with finals. These shouldn't feel bad at all. It's really the chorus that's going to be the hard part. And here we go. And these streams all snapped in 1/8, making this 332 BPM. 333 actually.
Yeah.
And you see Zero Two Snow being a good example. If you screw up on that chorus, it is insanely hard to recover. But yeah, that is the main difficulty of this chart, and now we're gonna have kind of a repeat where we're gonna have this slightly easier verse section before we drop into another really hard chorus. This is fast. I agree. 330 streams are definitely insanely fast. But for how short they go on, if you can hold on, this really should be one of the easier picks in the pool, in my opinion. Boss Mad Wolf, it is charted in 1/8. Have an opinion in chat. This pool is close to MWC 19 semifinals, which I can agree with. I think we were going for somewhere around that to begin with. And I think with the capacity that the remaining teams have left, I think that's pretty fair. And here we go into the final chorus. So that little break section, a nice time to talk about something else, but back into talking about the map. This final chorus, at least to me, seems like the hardest one. I don't know if it's charted differently. I could be completely like placeboing myself, but it feels really hard compared to the other ones, and that is the map. And yeah, that is Floods. And now we have the last Rice pick, and it is going to be our technical pick. And it is going to be Dysnomia by Trouble. Shoot me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Nuka in the lobby chat being a pretty big fan of this file.
Oh yeah, this is the highest OD in the pool, definitely.
Yep. OD 9.3 tech, boys. And in my opinion, this is close to the hardest pick of the Rice. I would say it's between this and one of the mixed picks. It is a brutal pick to score good on. Partially because of the OD, but also this patterning is so hard. And you will see exactly what I mean as we start up. Also, 4 minutes long is going to play into your stamina.
I mean, when you get to finals level, that like just general density, everything's going to be somewhat stamina intensive.
That is a very fair point.
Some more than others, but
And this chart is very, very bursty in its structure. I think it is a masterpiece of a chart myself, but if you are not into tech, or if you're not a tech player, you are probably going to struggle very hard on this, and probably not like this chart that much. Oh yeah, 5.1 stars, by the way. As you see with these bursts, the council has decided this is a justified 5.1 star.
It's definitely man bait.
Oh yeah.
But again, a lot of charts here are man targets probably.
Oh yeah. I feel like literally any of these picks are something that a team could struggle on.
These grace notes.
This part
Very
right here
satisfying,
is
but-
so hard. Yeah, those grace notes are really cool. I just wanted to say, because it doesn't last long, those bursts are absolutely brutal. Like, I cannot hit those at all.
Okay, just to address chat, Andre is just home, I believe is what he said. So he'll be completely cold in this showcase.
And you see we are only halfway through. We have a whole second half to go. And in my opinion, the second half is actually easier than the first half. As we go into a little break section.
Just depends on your pattern preferences.
And your stamina. If your stamina's drained, you'll probably continue to tank here.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But you see, we're getting into a bit of more lighter jacks mixed in, rather than just going straight for the throat bursts. And I think this kind of, it kind of reminds me of Archangel, what we were saying about that. This chart just goes on and on and on.
I think the
Like-
same was true for quite a few picks, really.
Oh, yeah. But, like, this just, I feel like maybe it's just because how the song sounds, but you really feel like you are saying, like, just, you're playing the same thing, like, forever.
I think, again, this deck is almost into, like, mental stamina territory where you're just trying to maintain focus.
Oh, yeah.
Being very, well, not very uncomfortable patterns, but nothing straightforward.
Yeah, and that is just by nature with tech. Nothing's gonna be just laid out for you. You see, it is lightening up a bit now. You do get a bit of a calmer ending. Unless we're about to have a did you really thought it was over moment and it just goes hard again, but I don't think so. So flat. I just read the chat for a second.
Yes.
Anyway, you see that's all of our ice. All 7 picks, and now we are going to reveal our last hybrid. And would like to give a big shout out on this one to Arpia97 for allowing us to contact him. And I'm not sure how much pattern editing we did, but I know we had to lower the OD. And shout outs to Arpia97 for, especially for how last minute we contacted him compared to other people. And thank you a lot for that. And with that out of the way, this is crystal clear and nothing. And this is going to be our more LN-based hybrid. This does not have SV. Just waiting on everyone to start up. There we go. MP start. And reading out the stats of the map. It is OD7, HP 8, 5.4 star rating, 3 minutes, 28 seconds long. And not an insane amount to talk about right out the gate. There is some very interesting bursts, though. And here we go into the first little taste of the LN, but, I mean, we're in grand finals. This is nothing compared to what we're going to be seeing.
It's one of the lower OD picks in the pool, fortunately, just considering the LN usage.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like slant releases and schlongs and just all kinds of things that an OD lowering was necessary for. And we are about to drop into the first part. You see these like LN triple holds. You just gotta kind of trill back and forth to hit those rice notes, and
There's something really satisfying about these patterns.
oh yeah. And then kind of in the middle you get like these more denser LN sections that you gotta go back and forth between hitting. And here we go into these LNs. These LNs are like really hard to release properly for me, at least. Nothing too insanely dense. Now we're getting into some denser stuff. And if we get into just a tiny break section, we're going to pick back up pretty quickly. How dare you compare anything to Fallen World? Fallen World is best song. Either way, even in this break section, there's some pretty brutal, like, tiny bursts and mini jacks. And now we are going to get into some very, very hard, like, more jack-oriented LN. And I see a request for the MP link. I will get that very fast as we go into more very dense LN. And there we are. First thing I see when I come back into chat is EULN. That's a rip. You see, now we have some more speed-focused LN. If you're wanting your speed LN, this is probably where you want to get it from.
Yeah, funnily enough, it's quicker than the actual LN picks, really.
And with that, that is all of our hybrids. And now we are going to be revealing our last LN pick. And it is going to be Enderal. Bye-bye for now. Probably arguably the easiest LN pick. I'd say if you're good at finger independence, at least. This is very coordination heavy. If you can't do LN coordination that well, this is going to be hell for you. But if you've got a good sense of finger independence, this should probably be the easiest LN pick for you. But it also features some spicy inverse, so... I mean, it's got a little fun for everyone, you could say. People saying they think they could DT this. I don't know. I feel like this LN pick is going to... You see with how there's like some... I almost want to call it Intelizer, like 3-column inverse pattern.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah. It's
It
very
is-
Intel-like.
It is going to be extremely hit or miss with people, I feel like. Either...
It just depends on your preferred LN patterns.
Yeah.
It's like its own LN skill set almost.
Oh, yeah. And
Like your style.
I feel like this one will get complaints for being pretty easy, but at the same time, I think it is going to be very hard
I don't
for
think
certain
it
types of
is.
players.
The LN difficulty gaps in the last 4-digit MWC, nothing will top that. So at least it's not that bad.
I mean... And you see, going into some full-on inverse, and if you're good at inverse, it shouldn't be anything too terrible, but it's, if you miss, you're gonna just die.
Yeah, this is... It's not something you can just recover from. Especially since it's HP 8.
Yeah. And it is also the shortest LN pick, and with that, we are going to be having our final pick of this pool that isn't the tiebreaker anyway. And it is going to be the very spicy SV pick. And this was made by funny enough, we started this tournament, our very first qualifier, a Snow Rule Blazing collab. And now we are going to end the tournament with a Snow Rule Blazing collab. I love when things come full circle.
Bit of deja vu seeing Chroma Song as an SV map in a grand final pool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I really wouldn't compare this too hard to Lost Found Melody.
Yeah, it's definitely not similar, but just it's a coincidence there.
And everybody being angry at the song, which personally for me, it's not my favorite song choice for an SV pick, but
Just it's the Klein Odes. I love it. I like what we're seeing.
oh yeah. Either way, I think that I
Oh,
actually
God.
kind of like how the chart is with the song. It's not my favorite song choice, but I think this works well. And people wanted harder SVs. They're getting harder SVs right now.
Blame Kama. There you go.
Blame Kama.
So yeah, this is my first time seeing this, and
is.
oh my god.
Yeah, sight reading down at 50%. Andre is right now. Danny! How? Danny's so good at this game! Yeah, just watch Danny's stream. Because no one else in this whole tournament is going to get as good as they're doing of this right now.
He's kind of insane.
Oh no! We cursed him!
Commentator
Well, he just goofed that roll a little, but... Now, going into... Out of that opening, I think this section's quite a bit easier than the first, but... Really, in all reality, if we just had the difficulty level of that first part, the whole chart, I think that people would just ban this without even trying. So... I still think also, we see Danny kind of struggling to hack it. It is very hard to hack.
It's much more difficult than the reading SV pick.
Oh,
Which is to be
yeah.
expected, but
Well,
definitely
also,
bad, mate.
if you suck at SV1 like I do, it might be the same difficulty.
Yeah, fair enough.
And this part is basically close to the same as the first part. Who said I am banning this? You have no clue, says one.
The main game's coming out.
Juan's gonna take off his shirt and learn this in 5 minutes.
There's no way the shirt's on right now anyway. There's no shirt to take.
He already took it off because he was angry at Enderal being in the pool. And we see S on this from Danny. Pretty insane. Epic ending. Ugh. And, well, it has come to this. We have officially... We've shown it all, except for one thing. And that is the tiebreaker. So, funny, because Mint was guessing what Camellia saw this is mapped. Why not 10-minute map, says Andre in match chat. Very sad. No 10-minute tiebreaker. But this is... You see, this is basically a collab between all the poolers, except myself, because I am bad mapper.
Can't believe he didn't use my death name.
Oh yeah.
The worst part of it.
I keep reading Overcomplexification Quarantine long version, and just, I think that's funny.
I was going for
Regarding-
over-quarantification or something like that.
And, you know, thinking about Starlights from last year, which was last year's Grand Finals tiebreaker, I definitely think this is quite a bit of an upgrade. Because if anything, it gets the difficulty right at least. Either way, we are waiting for people to ready up. And we are going to get into it after that happens. Oh, it's because... It's because Danny's in slot 5. Alright, we are now getting into this. I wish that I wish I had written down what each pooler did exactly, because I kind of wasn't a huge part in making this at all, so I kind of lost who made what. So
Yeah, I'm not certain myself.
either way, just getting into it. I'm gonna start out just with some bursts. Kind of repetitively structured here in the opening. And this may be only 4.5 minutes, but it is a gauntlet. And you'll see. You get a bit of an easy opening, but This ain't gonna last.
One, you're late to the joke. Sorry.
Oh, I'm late to the joke. And here we go into the first section, which is going to be a more speed-focused section, consisting of 190 BPM mini jacks mixed with all of these, mixed with a bunch of dense streams, which all while kind of maintaining some level of LN control as well. There should be more mini jacks. Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. There is more mini jacks. And you see getting into some streamy bursts. All with like some mixed in LN. And if you want more mini jacks, just look at. Oh shoot, I forgot this.
Wait, just remembering this song.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
If you like mini jacks. Yeah. If you struggle at all with hitting fast mini jacks, then good luck on this section. Because that is the more jack speed focused section of the chart, and it is very short lived. It's already over, but that is extremely hard. And now we are going to get some very slow jam. Oh, this has got me some Rasmization vibes. Just this break section with the 0.04 slow jam release LN. And now, we've seen a more Rice hybridy section testing speed and extremely fast burst, and now we are going to drop into an LN section. And yeah, lots of reverse shields, lots of coordination needed here, and very, very tense. And you see repeating kind of what we saw at the start here. Oh, you think it's over.
Oh, that's a little bit.
Yeah, there is still the
still
ending
well,
section. And in my opinion, this ending section is the hardest part of the whole chart. Both in LN and Rice, it is just absolutely brutal. And you see all these mini jacks and these bursts. And going into this full inverse LN. How did all four players just hit that? I literally like hit more misses than anything on that.
I think that ending is just everything crammed into like 30, 40 seconds.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, did you really thought it was over? And then just all over again?
Yeah, it literally just condensed the first bit of the map into 40 seconds or so. This is the best
Oh,
description.
yeah.
Ban the TV.
Ban tiebreaker. I agree.
Just
and
don't go to tiebreaker. Easy.
oh yeah. And these have been the map pools. I am getting asked where the map pool pack is. It will be on the sheet in roughly like 4 minutes. So yeah. That is going to be the map pool for Grand Finals, and I hope to see 2 very intense matches played on it. So that is all for me and Fletch. So I think we'll be signing out now.
I guess so. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.